Take a moment to look at your YouTube history, to look at the podcasts you listen to see the time you've invested in audio content, video content, in education. Look at this in perspective with the gain you have achieved. I'm Justin Hitt with Inside Strategic Relations. Lately, I've been reflecting on the distractions that have taken me away from the goals and objectives that I've had. Looking at my YouTube history, I'll see hundreds of videos over the last couple of weeks, even 30, 40 videos a day of content that was often entertainment or distraction, sometimes even absurd, but it kept drawing me back into the content itself. I've contemplated many times of blocking all social media channels because I find myself sometimes getting pulled into the content, into the drama, into the political news, into the social issues that have little relevance on my own life. So I meditate and I think, what is an ideal life? What is it that I need to do today to move towards the goals and objectives that I have for myself? These are challenging questions you may want to consider yourself. They're challenging questions that help you gain influence over your own mind, over your own activity, over your own focus, and start to develop to yourself the behavior of peak performance. See, when you sit down each day, you have the same 24 hours as anybody else. And some people achieve a lot and some people achieve very little. And what you achieve today, it depends on your intention. It depends on your focus. It depends on what you do with the day. Not what somebody else does, not the problems that come up, not the distractions, not the obstacles, because all those things are going to happen for a variety of reasons that you can't control. Now, yes, it is possible that past decisions have set you up for failure. Past decisions may have set you up for distraction. Past decisions have set you up for frustration. But if you take those each day and respond to them appropriately, you can turn failure into opportunity, distraction into action, focus, growth, and get today as the start of a new outcome. Now, when we talk about outcome management, we have outcomes predefined by our goals and our objectives. What does that mean? It means if you're going to achieve something today and you pre-designate it, whether you're using a notebook or you're using a to-do list or however you're managing tasks, you've blocked out time during the day to do specific things and you commit to doing those things and you do those things and you move towards a goal. Now, when you don't have a goal, anything you do is good enough. You know, a lot of times that I'm sitting down and I'm watching a video and I'm learning something, I'm finding it interesting and engaging, yet it's information I already have, yet it doesn't contribute to the things I want to do today, yet it's taking me away from maintenance elements like cleaning or dishes or anything else that really ought to be done, but it's not top of my list because I don't want to do it. So if we want to gain peak performance, we have to make decisions. And again, the history on your YouTube channel holds you accountable. Your internet searches hold you accountable. The time you spend in front of a computer holds you accountable because now you can see that it's not moving you towards the outcome that you want. You can use a journal to reflect on these things. Like I said, I meditate on this and I think about it when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Like, what are the achievements I've had today? What is the goal? What do I want to accomplish tomorrow? What is the outcome? What am I doing that can move me towards the goals and objectives that I want? Now, I don't stew over wasting time. I do waste a lot of time, as many people waste time. But I'm slowly, constantly, and considerately focusing my activity, focusing my efforts towards the outcomes and desires that I want. What's very important in this is that we have to know what we want. We have to know what the goal is. We have to know what the outcome we desire is so that we can push away the distraction. See, the only reason it's distracting is because it has room to be in your life. If you have a full schedule, if you have meetings, if you have telephone calls, there isn't any room for these distractions. So what can we do each day? Well, first off, we want a time block. We want to know what time we're going to get up. We want to know what time we're going to start work. We want to have some structure to our day. Now, it doesn't have to be super rigid, but some structure to our day where we're going to get at least 3 key objectives done. Now, how do you know what the 3 key objectives are? Well, the 3 key objectives are going to be based, again, on that goal. I've written a program that's what do you want and how do you get it? And it's really about going through the exercise necessary to determine what is the key goal, what is the key objective. And then from there, understanding why is that the key goal? Why is that the key objective? And then based on that goal or objective, what is it that you want? The clear and focused definition of what you want. See, when you know what success is, and you've carefully mapped out what success looks like for you, then you can move towards it. See, you wouldn't be distracted by criticism because you've thought through and you've developed a plan for the outcomes that you desire. Other people might criticize it, but why do you care? Why would you listen? You don't have time for those types of things. Your only objective is to move towards the outcome. Now, this outcome doesn't have to be financial. It can be family and relationship based. It can be learning a new skill that you will apply. It can be reading a book or a resource, but it's not falling towards distraction. It's not mindless consumption. It's not gossip and bickering and the latest political drama. Those things will happen whether you're paying attention to it or not. Yet those things are not necessary to make decisions. It's fun to watch. It's enjoyable to watch, but we can find joy in achievement. We can find joy in the finer things of life. We can find joy in our good health. We can find joy in good quality relationships. Now, this self-reflection is difficult, by the way, because sometimes you might say, look, I haven't accomplished anything today. I've had the whole day and nothing happened. Oh, it was because of the rain. Oh, no, it was because of I had to wait in line for too long. It's very easy to come up with excuses. It's very easy to distract ourselves. Again, when we have goals, we have direction. Those goals, when they're worthwhile, we move towards success. When we clearly understand what success looks like, we can more easily know whether we're on the right track for success or the wrong track. Again, you can manifest what you want in life, but it takes focus and effort to define, plan for, and move towards through activity to the achievement you so much desire. The results that you want can come to you now, and they can come to you quickly when you have this focus. Now, with the Inside Strategic Relations newsletter, we have a lot of folks that want to gain political influence. They want to gain social influence. They want to have better career paths. They want to be able to get more of what they want. This is where we run into the conflict where we depend on other people. So now, instead of spending time in front of the television or spending time listening to podcasts or spending time away from people, we need to invest in connections. So put some music on in the background, open up your laptop, and start sending emails to people in your list. More importantly, have some cards and write a little note in each card and mail cards to your friends and to your family, to your coworkers and to your associates. Follow up on work that you've done previously in the week. There are small connections you can make because, again, we gain the majority of what we have through other people. And so rather than having an isolated and distracted activity, what kind of activities can you do that connect? Now, if you're distracted with your friends, you're hanging out at the country club and you're relaxing with your friends and you're having a conversation, that's not wasted time because, again, you're contributing to other people's lives. Other people are contributing to you. It's far different than sitting in front of a television because there's a shared experience. There's an opportunity for mutual influence and impact. This could be getting involved in social organizations or getting involved in fraternal organizations or getting involved in volunteer organizations. This gives you an opportunity to connect. professional organizations. So now, rather than being isolated in front of a television, or isolated listening to a podcast, or isolated reading a book all alone, or isolated surfing the internet mindlessly, or running around on social media, you can actually be in social environments and cultivate interactions that provide access to resources, that provide access to new information, that provide a constructive dialogue, that help you reduce stress, that overall help you connect with people who can help you. This is the application of relationships or strategic relationships, and it's a decision between doing isolated activities versus doing activities with other people. Now, if you want to entertain yourself or listen to a podcast or mutually educate each other, you can do that in a group. You can have a watch party. Hey, folks, come on over Friday night. We're going to watch a movie. We're going to share some conversation. We're going to share some good food. Hey, folks, I'm learning from this podcast. So, for example, I don't know of any situation right now where there are listening parties, but if there was a few people who got together, listened to a podcast, and then wrote a little bit about that or had a discussion about that podcast, that time is going to increase in quality. That time is going to have more depth to it. That time is going to give you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about what your topic you're covering. And you're going to get better results. You're going to get more connections. You're going to get better outcomes. So let's summarize. If you've ever looked at your YouTube history, you've ever looked at the list of podcasts you've listened to, those activities are distracting from the focused activities that get you the results you're looking for. Now, there's nothing wrong with listening to something while you're driving down the road or when you couldn't use the time otherwise, yet are you listening to one program after another and not even remembering the one that you've got, the one you listened to already? So don't be afraid of the silence, because that, again, is going to be that reflective state, that state where you can look at your habits and look at your investment of time and then reorient yourself. But also the times that you can connect with other people so that you can advance relationships. Those have greater value than the unlimited number of distractions that are available today. If you have challenges with distraction, and I admit I have those challenges myself, we have a coaching program available that can help you with accountability. It can help you with planning. A lot of the resources I have, I'll sit down with a client. I'll sit down with a coaching client, and we'll go through a course, and we'll get that thing set up in your life so that now you have new activities to fill your calendar that have high value, high outcome production, peak performance. Very often you're doing things that work really well, but you don't know they work well because you're not measuring. And so in our coaching programs, we can help you with the measurements. But even if you don't do any of these things, make the most of your time. Create something. Be a producer. Stop consuming. They want you to consume so you stay distracted. If you want to gain influence in a marketplace, you've got to be influential. If you want to connect with people and help those people solve problems, you've got to connect. You just can't watch television and make it work. And when I say television, I mean YouTube and Rumble and all these different platforms where it's a talking box, no different than network television. And if you're interested in coaching or you're interested in additional resources, visit us at www.insidestrategicrelations.com, where you can join our free newsletter. And then we also have podcast show notes and other resources that are going to help you transform business relationships into profits. I'm Justin Hitt with Inside Strategic Relations, and this has been about reflecting on your time and then reinvesting your attention to get the most from that time. I want to thank you for listening and being a part of what we do. If you ask questions in the comments below or you visit us at www.insidestrategicrelations, I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. It's a great pleasure of mine to interact with listeners and more value and gain value in helping clients. Again, I'm Justin Hitt, Inside Strategic Relations.